Hello everyone and welcome to Ellen's Talk channel. I read from my book quickly to start. So planning ahead gives you time to see the journey, identify the obstacles, strategize and improvise, ultimately resulting in success. Not planning ahead makes failure easy. So plans. If you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. It's a lovely, wise saying. We need to plan ahead and we need to make good plans. You have weekly, monthly, daily, hourly, whatever, short-term, long-term plans. Whatever is, plan, but you have to plan ahead. Some people like lastminute.com, as I call them, people that don't make plans and they just do things like on the moment. Sometimes you can do things on the spur of the moment, be impromptu, like very, sudden, do things suddenly, without planning to do them. It's okay for some things, but for the important things in your life, for the, vital things, you have to plan ahead. It's very good because if you have a plan, write it down, continue to edit that plan as you go along. And then if you plan ahead and you write it down, you won't forget, Sometimes we are so busy that if you don't write your plans down, you probably forget. You can write things on your phone. You could have a book where you write things down, but it's always good to make the plan ahead, for the year, plan ahead for the month, plan ahead for the week. Because if you don't plan ahead, you have an exam, you need to plan about how you're going to study, how you're going to read, days, timetable yourself. You have a business, you need to plan meetings, you have a job, you have to plan meetings, targets, deliverables. It's important to plan ahead in our life for everything. If your boss makes you plan ahead, then you should know that for your personal life, you need to plan ahead for things. What you want to achieve in December, what you want to achieve in March, what you want to achieve in even long-term goals, like 2-year goals in your career, 5-year goals. If you can't, you need to be able to sit down, and say what you want to achieve for yourself in 2 years' time and what you want to achieve for yourself in 5 years' time. And if you haven't been doing that, I would suggest, let's, start doing that now. Have a plan, have a little planner where you write, okay, in 2 years' time, I want to be doing this, I want to be doing that, I want to have achieved this. That will guide you. Because if you don't have a plan surrounding your life, you can't just live life, as it comes every day. You would miss opportunities and you miss chances that you could, to achieve things you could have achieved because you didn't have a plan. Because when opportunity comes, there must be a plan in place to meet opportunity. If the opportunity comes and there's no plan, you make money, you don't have a plan, you blow the money. That's why you have people that won the lottery and they go back and get benefits, or they go back homeless or jobless in 5 years after winning like millions of naira, or millions of dollars, millions of pounds, or millions of whatever currency in their country. They come into money, somebody gives them an inheritance and they become broke because they didn't have a plan. They never had a plan. You want to get married, you need to have a plan. You want to buy a house, you need to have a plan. You want to progress in your career, you need to have a plan. You want to study and get first class at uni, you need to have a plan. So for everything in life, you need to have a plan and put it down. And it has to be measurable. You have to be able to edit it, modify it, change it around, and measure the success and measure the progress of that plan. You need to be able to see where you are with your plan. So I've planned this for the year. Okay, by March, I was meant to achieve 100, I've done 80. Okay, 20 left. That is what you need to be doing, like reviewing it, per time, So you put your timelines as well. I'm going to achieve this in 6 months. Where am I in 2 months? Where am I in 3 months? Where am I in 4 months? So it's so important that when we make plans, we have to, check it. Make sure that it's not something you've written down that you say you want to do and you forget. Writing it down is good. You can't forget it either. So when you make a plan, you have to go back and revisit the plan at intervals to make sure you're still on track and you haven't gotten off from the plan. Because if you wanted to, you plan to like make, 4 contacts or 4 business achievements in like this year, and in June you have done 1, you have to like review it quickly. But if you forget and you just start, I'll do 1 this year instead of 4, you've abandoned your plan. So having a plan is so important. Reviewing the plan is very important as well. And then measuring how you've achieved it. And then when you finish achieving your plan and whatever you've done, remember to say thank you to yourself and well done.